Look into my eyes. When you see me on a show, when you see these fans, you know you've got the best in the damn world.
This is the Wrestling Matters podcast where we stand up for professional wrestling.
Here we fucking go!
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up! Yes! 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 Yes!
That's 13-14!
Make it till death!
Dina, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold Simpson.
Hello everyone and welcome to the third episode in my brand new series brought to you by the Wrestling Matters production channel, whatever you want to call it. It is my podcast, but it is all about one promotion and one promotion only, WCPW. So I'm trying to be King Ross. Didn't work, did it? Anyway, episode 3 today. We're going to be reviewing it. Yeah, good old show. Got to see what I could of it. Actually, considering the first 2 episodes, it was an hour. The first 2 episodes were 1 hour and a half. This was only 60 minutes. A 60-minute episode, which kicked off with Joe Hendry with his now new tag team partner Connors coming out in an in-ring segment, and Joe challenges Rampage for the chance to face Damo for the WCPW Championship in the main event of the big show, which is going to be airing very, very soon. Joe came out, called him out. Obviously, Rampage answered. Adam accepted on Rampage's behalf. I think at times Adam is playing. Rampage is supposed to be the Brock Lesnar style, and Adam's the Paul Heyman guy, so to speak. I know he probably couldn't do better than Heyman, but hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. But the match was made, and Joe got what he wanted. Right. Match-wise, Primate went one-on-one with Joe Coffey. Now, this was the battle of two big behemoths. This was already, it was already made before, because the first episode, Primate interrupted Joe Coffey's interview with the gorgeous Jennifer Louise, and then episode 2, Coffey turning the favour. So, all of that led to this match, and Primate was not out to wrestle or to win the match. He basically ended up destroying Joe Coffey. He was not out to win the match at all. He was out to hurt Joe Coffey, quite frankly. Out to hurt him in any way, shape or form he could. And even at one point choking him with a chair. I mean, the both of them went at it, but it was pretty much clear. Both of them went at it, and that feud has only just begun. Damo comes out with Jack the Jobber, vows to win the WCPW Championship, vows to win it. Drake came out, the guy who got beat by Primate last week, and they end up in a match. Don't get me wrong, Drake used his quickness and he took it to the big man and everything, but there really wasn't much in it. I mean, Drake tried to do what he did. He got some moves in, rocked the big man, Big Damo, and Damo hit him with a spear, which basically changed the tide, and Damo ended up finishing him off with his finishing move, where he gets him in that electric chair position and then grabs the head. I pretty much think Kenny Omega uses that same finisher. I might be wrong, but I pretty much think it's Kenny Omega's finishing move. Like I say, I could be wrong, probably am, but it is what it is at the end of the day, and Damo manages to get the win. Jay Lethal, the Ring of Honor World Champion, was in an interview talking about his upcoming match with Noam Dar, which will be, ladies and gentlemen, at the big show when we crown a very first WCPW champion, and he will go one-on-one with Noam Dar. Yes, Noam Dar has been granted a Ring of Honor World Championship match. It's going to be big, man. It's going to be big. And I'm very much looking forward to that. I hope they put that match on the show, quite frankly. I hope they actually put that match on YouTube, on their shows and everything, because I'll be very much looking forward to seeing it. If I thought Ligero was something, I think that match would probably steal the show of that big show that they've got coming up. Ligero went one-on-one with Martin Kirby. Only disappointment was, it wasn't Ligero. It was some big, fat guy, tall guy, probably the same size as me, fat, little chubby, coming out to wrestle him. That wasn't until the end of till towards the end of the match, because Ligero, the Ligero imposter was lying on the floor, and then the real Ligero came in, sneaked in, tried to do the switcheroo. Kirby, how the heck Kirby didn't even notice what was going on, I don't know. And Kirby gets beat. Ligero sneaks in, and Kirby gets pinned out of nowhere, and Ligero beats him, and it was hilarious, quite frankly, because Ligero got a small measure of revenge on Kirby for ruining his chance at the ROH World Championship, because if he'd have beaten Jay Lethal, he would have got a shot, but he didn't. And then it was on to the main event, a great wrestling match between Joe Hendry and Rampage Brown, wrestling to start off. It was just these two guys wanting the crack at the WCPW title, and Rampage got the victory. Not really much in it. Yes, Adam Blompier nearly had a heart attack at ringside, because on occasions Joe did nearly come out with the victory, but Rampage manages to get the win, which was pretty predictable. I knew they weren't going to allow Joe. I knew they weren't going to pull Joe, or pull the trigger on Joe and allow him to get the victory and make it Joe Hendry versus Big Damo. So at the moment right now, going into this big show, it is Big Damo versus Rampage Brown for the WCPW Championship. That's what we've got at the moment. Will it change? I doubt it. That's the one that's going to draw the money for the show. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that when it eventually airs or when it comes out. So that about wraps it up, guys, for this WCPW podcast. I will give it a 3 out of 5 and a solid 8 out of 10. I actually liked it. 60 minutes, yeah, it works. 60-minute works. Is it better than an hour and a half? Is it better than an hour and a half, or is it better when it's an hour and a half? I don't know. I'll leave that to you to decide. It is debatable, but 60-minute work, action-packed, fast-paced show, and yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. 8 out of 10, 3 out of 5. And that about wraps it up, like I said, guys, for this podcast. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Tune in next week for episode 4 of the WCPW podcast, brought to you by the Wrestling Matters podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the week. Tune in to episode 120 of the Wrestling Matters podcast. Everything will be back to normal this week. I will be going through the Raws and the SmackDowns and whatnot. So until then, guys, my name is Anthony Walker. Wrestling Matters. Stand up for professional wrestling, and I'll see you next time. WCPW, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up!
Yes, 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 yes! That's 13-14!
Dina, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold Simpson.